set. The UCS had serial number. I can't remember back then. Oh, well, you can see it on the box. You know which one it is. And the Beast of a set went available online back then. And I immediately got it got it a day after, and I spent 7 hours and a half straight over the Friday and the Saturday night to build it, because next day I had a log meeting. First time I went there, I said, hey, look, I've got the whole Helicarrier built overnight. So yeah, it was almost 3,000 parts, and well, it weighed almost 5 kilos. I love the way the Avengers movie tackled the looks of Nick Fury's famous flying command ship, so it was a great set. And this set comes with about 30 polybags of parts, a sticker sheet, and a manual hefty enough to smack someone seriously around, going it at just under 500 pages of instructions. We start the journey of this set with building the SHIELD logo display base, on which the 5 included minifigs will be placed. Build up in overlapping layers, we get a good idea of the eagle style of the symbol. As we make the foot of the display base, both sides are added together, and now we can start putting up the figures as we come along them in the various bags. The next thing we are going to make is the display base for the big boat to rest on. This is made mostly by Technic beams and pins for additional support without turning it into a huge stack of bricks. So once the pillars have been raised, the decal with the tech specs of the mighty vessel is added, and the Helicarrier can be displayed in its cloaked mode. But then off we are. The first thing is going to be the nose of the vessel, containing the command bridge, which is line and line of computer screens. And we also get the first one of our figures now, Hawkeye, in the same style of the suit he will be in for the new Avengers line coming out in Lego. The walkway of the bridge is being built up, and the technique there is like a sort of pirate ship deluxe, as due to the fact that it is a heavier vessel that will be lifted off the ground to display, it needs a very solid base to build on. Otherwise it would just crack off, and yeah, that's not the idea. The computer screens are added to the bridge as we start work on the main inside hull section, where the mechanics are going to be installed. The SHIELD logo is featured behind Fury's observation platform. The whole inner section is filled with the Technic beams and axles, as these will allow the rotors of the engines to function, and provides place afterwards for the incorporation of the Lego power functions, should you choose to install that. The whole build uses an interesting snot and inverted techniques, and this is a turning handle, so this will allow you to actually manually spin all 4 of the rotors in concert. Next up are the armored side plates of the hull, with the decal showing its serial number. In this case it's number 64. The second minifigure we come across is Maria Hill, unique to the set and with the SHIELD logo awesomely printed on her uniform arm as well. Next up, the engines. We start by one, and then afterwards we'll be making a mirrored build for the one on the other side. Now this is how you should have them installed in sequence of instructions, but I left off the dark blue ring until the large transparent rotor assembly was actually connected in, giving you more, how should I call it, finger space to work. And I personally even have long sleek fingers. I found it already very hard. So the mirrored front fans are then put together, and third up is Steve Rogers, Captain America himself. Though I do not remember he actually had a soul patch in the movies so far. The hind engines are set up next, once again coming with a mirror build for the other side. And here you can see how exactly the ring is added to the top of the rotors. With all 4 engines installed, if you turn the handle at the back, they spin around. So Nick Fury is the next in our collection of minifigures, coming in the ultimate version like in the MCU, and sporting his long black trench coat, of which the flaps are printed on his leg pieces. Black plating is used to cover the mechanical inner workings and start work on the landing deck. The engines are then built, again using some nifty techniques and mirroring each other, and then attached to the back of the vessel. Not the simplest of jobs though, as it is already getting weight by now, and you need to lift it up a bit to click them in place. It's just hung its butt over the table edge actually to do it. And the main flight deck and base command tower is in the next part of the list to build. We extend the deck by adding an additional lane to the nose, together with the necessary sensor arrays, while the whole deck is covered up then, but the shield printed plate can be taken off to show the bridge of the vessel. We then finish up the nose by adding armored plating here as well. The final minifigure of the set is Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. This puts a rather nice division of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents from the movies together. Still no Coulson though. And we continue with the second runway as the next part of the build. Again, this uses mostly a Technic frame covered up by the printed plates, which were especially made for this set, so expect them to cost a dot for the moment at the secondary markets. And once covered, this added to the main body and really bulks and lengthens the whole ship now. To get an idea, here she is next to Benny's spaceship, whom is rather long set in her own. So now these are uber cool. They are award-sized figures, the one like the Oscar figures, and now they come printed. I especially like Micro Iron Man, so I put him in the front antenna to be flying in front of the carrier. And the final bag is all about details, so we get road barriers to make out landing lanes and such, micro scale cargo loaders and a tanker truck, tiny little jet fighters, and no less than 3 pretty cool looking micro scale Quinjets. So that brings us to the final part of the build, and that is actually the viewing tower. With the set this big, you get quite a few additional pieces, of course, and then she is concluded and berthed on my Lego shelf for display. So this was a great set. I found it worth its 350 euros back then for then, but there is more. Not only did you get the Demolition Drill City the second half of the month, when I ordered it back then, for spending more than 30 euros, the Helicarrier also came with its own, not advertised before you see it, added to your online shopping bag, Bucky Barnes minifigure. So yeah, the Winter Soldier is also in the set. I doubt I'll ever bother to drill, as the city is really my thing, and it ended up sorted out in my boxes, but Bucky was a great addition to the superhero collection for sure. And that's it. The huge ass Helicarrier Ultimate Collector set from Lego. Great fun build, nice techniques, awesome details, and the micro figures are just too cool. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.